When you do what they say do, these pins just slide out like butter. So that just freaked me out a little bit because it actually worked like it was supposed to work. And I was concerned it would not. So I'm replacing the loader cylinders on this loader. This is a LA 1002 from sitting on a Kubota M6800. And this is the first time I have removed the loader. So this was an experience for me. But I tell you what, if you've never removed your Kubota loader, man, it's not a big deal. It really wasn't. I was concerned about this. I've been dreading having to do this, for years, and it just was nothing. But it had to be removed because these pins here, the back side, your lift cylinder goes from here to here, and that pin on this back side has got the frame of the loader. The loader frame is right behind it, like an inch behind it, and there's just no way to take that nut off, that keeper nut that holds it on there, and there's no way to slide it this way. I mean, I maybe could have got in there with a pry and then pulled it from this side. I thought about it, but I kind of been wanting to take it off anyway. Wanting an excuse to take it off, so I got that excuse. Anyway, I had them rebuilt for me. I don't think I'm ready to rebuild a cylinder, but after I got after the price, I may be. Last time I had these two rebuilt. Now it's a smaller cylinder. Those were $70 a piece. Now that's the dump tilt back cylinder, and they were $70 a piece. Not a lot of difference in them. Maybe a little bit difference in the diameter. These were $100 a piece to have them rebuilt. So that's a lot of money. If I have to do it again, and this loader and tractor is 20 years old, and I'm 72, so if it lasts 20 years, it's probably going to outlast me. But if I ever had to do it again, I may try to rebuild them myself because I didn't realize they were going to be that expensive. Anyway, we're going to put these back on. Should be not a big deal. When I set the loader up on the kickstands, and that's what these are. These are the kickstands that you put down. You don't have a ton of weight resting on them right away. There's a lot. I didn't record it because A, I didn't know what I was doing. B, there's just quite a few videos on how to actually take the loader off of other Kubotas, and this works exactly the same way. So anyway, you set it down, set the kickstands down. They fold up here. They fold up like this. You set them, pick up the loader, set them down, lock them in place with the pins, and then you just tilt the bucket forward a little bit until you pick the front wheels off the ground just a touch. And when you do, these pins, these big old pins that are sitting here, they just are loose and slide right out. I mean, they're carrying the whole weight of the loader any other time. But when you use the kickstands, when you do what they say do, these pins just slide out like butter. So that just freaked me out a little bit because it actually worked like it was supposed to work. And I was concerned it would not. I've seen a lot of people unhook loaders, but I've never seen them unhook these hoses. And I was afraid that when I unhooked when I pull these cylinders off, that pulling them off and bleeding them out and everything was going to release the hydraulic pressure in the loader itself, and that this thing would start curling or backing off or something like that, and I would lose. It would start coming down, or start drifting down or something. I was a little concerned about that, so I called the Kubota place, and he said, "No, don't worry about it." First, he told me, "You don't have to take the loader off, do that." And I told him, "Dude, I don't see any way, because that inside rail on that loader frame is right here." And I said, "I just don't see any way to get back behind there and pry that pin out that way." And then he got to looking at a picture in the book, and he said, "You're right. We'd probably pull the loader too." Anyway, got it pulled. He said, "The only thing you're going to have to be concerned about," and he said, "It's not a big concern, is this is going to be free floating once you take the the thing done." So anyway, should work real well. $100 a piece, but shoot, they were leaking all over my floor here, and just got a big brown spot right there that I need to try to get up later on. But for right now, we are doing this instead. That way, pin in, find the hole, Bring this up. I want to have the grease zert facing up because it's just easier. So I'll twist that up, twist that back. Pretty easy to do it, even with this thing cantilevering and kind of wanting to fall a little bit. Look at that, just like it was meant to be. Again, fittings on the inside. In fact, full disclosure, I had them backwards. I had to flip it around. So the first time. So I'm gonna take the tag off. Got my name on it from the shop. And then we'll get the 2 bolts in it, line up that hole right there, where you can see it, that hole right there with that hole right there. I'm gonna put the nut facing up, try to hit that hole. Come on. Come on. Put this nut on lightly for right now, because it's nylock. I can only go so far with my fingers. And just make sure to remember, I remember to come back and tighten that up. Other one, right here. There's the hole, twist it around till the holes line up. Right up through it, like it was meant to be. So I've got it like I wanted. I've got the grease zert right here facing up, so it's just easier to come in here from the outside of the tractor, of course, grease it. This one actually is facing down because you can't really get your grease gun up in here. So this one is on the end of the cylinder, the very end of the cylinder, and is facing down. And so it's easy to just stick it up in there and grease that. So this one's ready to go, with the exception of tightening these up and putting on the fittings, the hoses. So I'll do the other one, then wrap it up. So what I did was just drape these hoses over for a couple of different reasons. We'll try to get them out of the way, of course, but also wanted to keep them from dripping like they're doing right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up pretty quick. Keep it from dripping. And the other hose, now I wiped these off real well. There's a flared fitting, just no sealant, anything like that. It's just metal to metal, and so they have to be real clean. So wipe that off, pull this out, wipe the threads off, and they just tighten up on there like they're supposed to. It's going to take this is metric. Everything, of course, on a Kubota is metric. So I'll tighten these down. You know, you don't just tighten them down like crazy, but you do a pretty good job of getting a little oomph on it. And I'll do that with a wrench and not channel locks. Tighten these nuts up on these pins, or these pins, I guess you call them. These are the big pins. That's the little pin that goes inside and holds it on. Little bolt, and tighten those up, tighten those down. They were real tight when I took them off, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten those down pretty good. Again, got nylock nuts on them, so I don't see them coming loose. Go ahead and do these fittings too. Name tag off of there. Over here, I've already cleaned them off good. These are already clean. And make sure that flared fitting is clean too, because it's been, even though it's in the shop, I've had it rolling around the back of my truck and stuff. This hose, not quite as clean as I'd like for it to be. Let me wipe that off. Now, the only thing that I can think of that might not be good is that I power washed this, and when I did, these fittings were sitting on top, and I probably shot some water in there. So But as soon as I get this done and run it up and down a little bit, I'm going to change my fluid, so that will that should stop, that should get out any moisture, any water that might have got in there. You don't want water in your system. So there's one. Tell you what, I'm gonna route this one. I don't know whether it's supposed to route on top or below. I'm gonna take that off, route this one below that, because I think it just looks more natural, looks better, looks more better. I've already replaced just about all these hoses. This tractor was probably built in 2004. I think I bought it from my brother-in-law. He bought it new, and I think he bought it in 04. I bought it in 06. So I've had it, 18 years. This is on the outside. That one's on the outside. That's the way we're going to run it. Tighten these down, these two down, tighten my nuts down. I'm in business. I'm ready to rock in here and do that. Now, I'm doing something else to my tractor. So I won't be doing that today. I'm just showing you the installation of these. I didn't show you taking them out or anything like that. But installation was just backwards of taking them out. But I'm putting a new muffler on the tractor too, hoping that will quieten it down. It's not terribly loud, but I've got to wear hearing protection, and I just really hope that for a $150, $60 muffler, it's going to really quieten the tractor down. And I'm wanting to reroute the smokestack. Instead of going up and me breathing all that mess, I'm hoping to reroute the smokestack once I get the new muffler, and I can kind of maybe take it to a muffler shop and have them bend me a pipe. I'm hoping to take that muffler down and under the tractor. Now, if some of y'all have a muffler that's under the tractor and you've run into problems like snagging on stuff, something like that, tell me. Or if you don't like it, if you really wish it was up high, I've got so many trees, and that muffler the smokestack, the up pipe, just snags on every tree. Now that means I get hit in the face. As I'm driving along, the muffler would bend that tree back, and then as soon as it got over that smokestack, it slapped me in the face hard. Now I'm hoping to alleviate that by dropping that smokestack down beside the tractor and underneath. So if y'all have a tractor that the smokestack is going down, do you like it? Do you not like it? I'm interested in knowing your experience with that type of thing, because I've never had that. All the tractors I've ever had, the smokestack went up, diesel fumes coming right back in your face. So I'm hoping to alleviate that. And anyway, this is done. Tighten down a few things. We're ready to rock. When I get the muffler on, ready to drive the tractor in, I probably will show you that, but not on this video, because that's going to be in a few days. Leave a comment below if I did something stupid, and I probably did. Got her done. Got her did, and excited to get the tractor hooked back up to it. The tractor looks plumb naked without a loader on it. Again, 18 years I've had this tractor. It's always had a loader on it. I've never taken it off before, and it looks plumb naked without a loader on it. All right, I think we're done. Tighten up a few things. We're ready to rock. We're gone.